Vertical clitoral hood piercing versus Christina piercings. Coming up next on Pros and Cons by a Piercer, episode number 74. So stick around. For those that are new to the channel, my name is DaVo. I'm a professional body piercer and have been since 1994. I own and operate the Axiom Body Piercing Studio located here in Des Moines, Iowa, inside Skin Kitchen Tattoo. So, when I talk to you about these things, I'm talking about a level of expertise as somebody who's been in the industry for well over 26 years. So what we're going to talk about today is two particular female genitalia piercings. If you are one of those people that's easily offended, or not appropriate age, or you're looking for something that's going to be tantalizing, this isn't the video for you. I would suggest watching something else. There's plenty of age-appropriate and non-sexually oriented piercing type videos for you to watch. So what are we going to be talking about today? What we're going to be talking about is two female genital piercings. First, I have the vertical clitoral hood piercing and the Christine. The reason why I want to bring this up is it comes up very often. I have clients that'll ask which of the two they should get. Both of them have their advantages and their disadvantages, and then also a lot of people have been getting them in combination. It kind of creates this kind of natural kind of line because they're kind of on top of each other. Not directly, but kind of in a symmetrical line. It looks really cool, especially with a navel piercing. It has kind of a definite feel to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this down into 5 different subjects, and that's going to be anatomy, placement, healing, jewelry choices, and living with the piercing. So let's talk anatomy to start out with. Anatomy on this one, both of them, you really have to have the correct anatomy for. With vertical clitoral hoods, the hood needs to be pronounced enough and wide enough or long enough to allow the piercing to be supported and healed correctly. With Christina's, the mons pubic needs to be almost like a cleft or a ridge, that area where the two labia minoras connect at the top, and it goes directly through that kind of upward and hooked upward. If you don't have that pronounced ridge, the piercing is basically going to tend to be more and more surface to surface, and you're not going to be the best candidate for that particular piercing. If you want to know more about vertical clitoral hood piercings and anatomy, there's various different videos, and I will put those linked in the descriptions that will go into a little bit more in depth. And the same thing with Christina's. So let's move on to placement. Placement on both of these, the vertical clitoral hood needs to be just through that thin hood tissue that lays over the top of the clitoris, straight out. And as far into the tissue as possible to reduce or to support the actual piercing and the jewelry. With the Christina, it's usually done straight up and down, with the entrance being at the base of that the mons pubic and up and straight through it, with the ball resting at the top. Not everybody is thick enough there or has enough tissue there to support the piercing. So it's definitely something you need to do a consultation on with your piercer to decide whether or not. The same thing with the vertical hood piercing. You definitely need to do a consultation to see if the piercing can be placed correctly. And that moves us on to healing. With healing on these two, with the vertical clitoral hood, it's usually a very easy heal. It can heal out in a matter of anywhere from right around 8 to 12 weeks. Doesn't tend to be very traumatic, tend to be prone to infection. They usually hold up pretty well. The only disadvantage, and you have this with both of them, is that you need to practice safe sex for a minimum of 6 months just to be on the safe side. In any future contact, if you switch partners, you do need to practice safe sex. With the Christina, healing can be a bit more difficult. It's more outside the body. It's more in an area where it's going to have more contact. It is prone to rejection and migration for that reason. It's going to get a lot more contact even during sexual activities, depending on the position that you're involved with. So this is, I would say out of the two, the Christina is a much more difficult piercing to heal. Jewelry choices. With the clitoral hood, the vertical, you could go with either a curved barbell or a ring. I do not suggest wearing straight barbells. You need something that has a natural curvature so it fits better into the body and into the anatomy. With Christina's, you're pretty much going to either use a curved barbell, which is my preference, or surface-to-surface barbells. If you're unfamiliar with surface-to-surface barbells, they tend to be a barbell that's shaped kind of like this. They have more of a steep edge, almost a, well, not a 90-degree angle, more of maybe a 75-ish angle on both sides. There's also types that have that angle on one side and is just a standard barbell on the other side. Some people claim up and down these have better success. Personally, unless it's perfect and there's no room for inflammation, there's no room for swelling, they don't really seem to fit right, in my opinion. Talk to your piercer about this, discuss this, and this is something that should be brought up during your consultation if you do get this piercing. Living with a piercing. The only thing with any type of clitoral hood piercing is the sensations that you're experiencing at the very beginning will slowly, in most cases, seem to be less newish, less fun. A lot of people will say they lose sensitivity. It's not so much they lose sensitivity as much as the newness of that sensation goes away, in my opinion. That's been my own experience with genital piercings, that after a while it just becomes a part of you. It's like it was always there, and it just ain't that exciting anymore. Christina's, there's really no added sexual sensation or advantage to it. It is more decorative. It is more something because it looks cool and looks pretty. You know, it's customizing your stuff. And it is, even after it heals, more prone to getting caught on things, getting more prone to getting snagged, more prone to migration and rejection for those reasons. In conclusion, whenever you're getting either of these piercings, you need to find a skilled piercer that has done a great deal of them, that's willing to sit down and talk you through the risks and advantages to each of these piercings. They also should do an anatomy check before you even get into the process of filling out paperwork. These piercings are very anatomy specific. Some people have the anatomy for it. Some people do not. Don't feel bad if you don't, because it's my experience that female genitalia is vastly different from person to person. You're all very unique in your own way. So that's all I have to say about that. If you have anything to add, if you have either of these piercings or both these piercings, and you would like to talk about your experience with them, please leave a comment. If you have any questions about these piercings or any other ones, please leave a comment. I usually answer them if I have time. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that you're notified every single time we post something on here. We usually post between 3 and, right now we're averaging about 3 to 4 videos a week as we start to gear back up after COVID-19 shut us down for 2 months. Also, give us a like. Let us know you liked it, because we like it when you like it. It makes us feel good. It makes us feel appreciated. It's like applauding. Also, check out our merch store. We have various different designs, various different colors, products, etc. You can find the link in the description. There's also a merch bar below this video for some of the things that we like to highlight design-wise. Till next time, here's hoping all your piercings heal with ease and without a single issue. And if you're in the Des Moines, Iowa area, I hope to see if your body piercing needs in the future. Have a good day, everybody. Thank you for watching. Stay clean, stay safe, stay socially distant, wear your mask, and stay healthy.